Clueless Couple Podcast.
Welcome into this place. Welcome into this broken vessel. Welcome. All right, I'm ready. Welcome to the Clueless Couple Podcast.
You sound good, babe.
You know, it's always a song bubbling up on the inside.
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day. So, welcome to the Clueless Couple Podcast.
I'm Michael.
I'm Francina. And we're your hosts. And
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Yep, episode 4. Yeah, so what are we talking about today? So last week was a fun episode.
Yeah, we talked about this one here, and how she
it.
almost went to jail.
I didn't almost go to jail, but if I would have went to jail, I would have been justified.
I had your bail money.
Okay, as long as you got my bail money, that's fine. How was your week?
It was great.
Good.
It's an easy week, I guess.
Okay.
For some people.
Yeah. I was feeling a little kind of blah. You know, sometimes, I don't know, maybe you don't feel like this, but probably ladies, sometimes you feel just like a little kind of down, a little bit anxious, maybe don't necessarily know why, but yeah. That's kind of how I was feeling a little bit this week. But you don't ever feel like that, though.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's a woman thing.
No, sometimes I feel that way. You just can't put a finger on it, like something not just bothering me. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's something I forgot and it's in the back of my head, but I hope that's the same thing you're talking about. But as you know me, I don't know if there's any other guys out there that's like that, but I can't. That's just me. I can't identify a lot of emotions. I don't have a broad spectrum of emotions. You know,
I feel like you have a broad spectrum of emotions. You just don't know you don't know the words for them or something. Like you don't know how to. Because I think I asked you one time, like, do you get anxious?
Right.
And you were like, I don't know what that.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
And I learned that when going through counseling, I can't remember the situation we were bringing up during counseling, but she asked me how did I feel.
I think that's when you were in counseling by yourself.
Yeah, it could have been. She asked me
Therapy.
How did I feel about the situation, and I said I was angry or mad, and she said, "No, you were sad." It's like, no, he's trying to tell me how I feel. I know how I feel, But then later I thought about it. Yeah, I felt sad. That was my initial, but at the same time I was sad, and then I got upset about it. So I'm still trying.
But you're like your emotions. Like if somebody asks you how you feel, it's either I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm mad.
That's it.
But there's so many other.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't identify.
You need one of those. Remember, I bought for Pooh one time. I think they're called feeling wheels or emotion wheels or whatever. And it's like, find me. It's this wheel, and it has like all of these little emotions on it, and it's like, find the word for kind of what you're feeling. So I feel like you.
Yeah. How do you feel today?
You need one of those.
Yeah, I do, and I think. It's not me. I think a lot of guys
y'all
can
special.
Identify. Oh, we're special.
Y'all know y'all special. What we talking about today? Okay, so we're talking about emotions and stuff. We're talking about we got a story. Somebody's coming in the door. Here comes a child. I'm not even gonna stop this because this is real life. Who is it? Michael, we're filming a podcast.
Child number 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Little
what
Michael.
Are you doing? Come, hurry up! We're filming a podcast here.
I'm being quiet as anything.
You were being quiet, but we heard you come in. Just peek your head in here real quick.
This is Little Michael, everyone.
Little Michael.
No, I'm gonna be bigger than him.
You are. Okay, goodbye. See you later. Adios. Close my door. Thank you so very much. Don't come back.
I'm taller.
One day, son.
Okay, this is real life. This is what we go through. We told them, okay, we're going to be filming a podcast.
Right.
Do not interrupt us. The door is closed. Don't come in here.
Do
they listen? No. But if we would have locked it, he would have banged on.
Yeah.
He would have banged on the door.
Yeah.
That's little Michael. Michael is 13 years old and he is 6'3" and a half, wearing a size 13 and a half ish shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be taller than his dad, and eating us out of house and home. He'll be taller than his dad.
Yeah, he's a big
Michael
foot, like
6'5".
his mama. No, I'm only joking, babe.
I got big feet. It's
no.
okay. They match my,
but you're
my height. I'm
right.
5'11".
Yeah, you 5'10".
I'm 5'11". Anyway, we interrupt this to bring to you our sponsor. You probably can't see this, but today's sponsor is Mother's Homemade. And Mother's Homemade makes this delicious condiment, is what I'm going to call it. I had never heard of, but it is called Chow Chow. Now, some of you Southern folks, you know about Chow Chow. I had never heard of it before.
Good.
And my good friend Keisha Hensley is the proprietor for this company, Mother's Homemade. The one that I have here, it says Southern Style Hot Chow Chow Relish. And you put this on anything, literally anything, and it wakes up the flavor of whatever it is that you put it on. You can put it on greens, hot dogs, beans, burgers, whatever you put it on, it is delicious. Yeah. And Keisha is a beast. She goes out, this stuff is everywhere, all over. Website? She has a website. I don't know, I guess it's called mothershomemade.com, maybe. I don't know. But you can find her on Instagram. Yeah. You can find her on Facebook, on TikTok, all of the things. But this stuff is delicious. This is the hot version. She has another version called Not Hot. But it's delicious. This stuff is all over South Carolina. Like, I go into stores, like little, boutiques and things like that. And Chow Chow, this Mother's Homemade Chow Chow, is sitting on the shelves, and she sells so much of it, and it is absolutely delicious. I believe she ships. If she's not shipping right now, she's working on shipping, so keep checking back if you're interested. But you got to get you some Chow Chow. So our sponsors for this podcast episode, Mother's Chow Chow.
Go out and get it.
Go get it. Go get it. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about
him. Okay, we're talking about emotions, right? Okay, so we have a story.
Oh, it was good. Perfect timing.
Yeah, because he came in. All right, we didn't plan that, y'all, but it just happened. Okay, so he comes in. This is a little while ago, and he's like, it's late at night, and he's like, "Mommy, can I not go to school tomorrow?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "No, Michael, like, why? Like, you have to go to school." And he's just like, "I just want a day. Like, I need a break. I just don't want to go to school." And I'm like, my initial reaction is no. So he goes back, to his room, and he comes back later, and he's just got this like look on his face that the child I felt like he needed a break. He just did not want to go to school. I was like, "Do you have a test or something tomorrow that you're trying to avoid?" And, he was like, "No, I just don't want to go. Like, I just want to sleep in. I'm tired. I need a break." So I was like, "Okay, you don't have to go. You can stay home."
Francina.
I was like, you can stay home. Okay, but I was like, "But you have," no, did I tell him he could stay home, or no, I said you have to go talk to your dad. I think I sent him downstairs to talk to you.
And I probably said, "Ask your mama."
Yeah, because that's what he typically does. He typically throws it back to me. So he might have said, "Ask me." And Michael comes back up, and I'm like, it's fine. So I called this Michael, and he says, he need to go to school. And I was like, oh yeah, but I feel like, he doesn't do this. She was
advocating for him.
I was advocating. That's a good way to put it, because I was like, he doesn't do this. It's not like this child is always like, he doesn't like school, but he never asked to stay home because he knows like the answer is probably going to be no. But I just felt something like he just needed a break, and I was okay with him, staying home. So he stayed home from school.
Yeah, and I was okay with that. Hey, if he's going to stay home from school, that's fine.
He rested. I might have taken him out for some ice cream or something. I don't know. But then that night, he had a soccer game.
Yeah, you did.
And he was, getting dressed, for his soccer game or whatever. And his daddy was like, he ain't going to no soccer game.
Yeah. He not going to no soccer game. You can't go to school. You can't do anything extracurricular. I mean, you can't go to any soccer game. You can't go out and play with your friends. I mean, because you can't go to school, you can't do any of that. I'm old school. That's how my parents did me.
Okay, please don't say that. Please don't. I hate. Let me pull the microphone back because I'm gonna get a little bit loud. I hate when people say that. That's how my parents did me. Just because that's how your parents did you doesn't mean that it is the right thing to do. That's how my mama raised me, and he is not you. That's the thing. Like, you can't raise him the way your parents raised you because A, we're in a different time. B, he is not you. He is different. He's being raised differently, different circumstances, different environment, all those things. So I don't feel like you can apply that.
Yeah, well, if you can't go to school, you can't. I mean, how are you going to not go to school, but you're going to participate in a game?
Okay, so I understand because I think you mentioned this at the time too. You said, when you're in sports, like when you're playing for the school, like if you don't go to school that day,
right? You got
the school doesn't allow you to play anyway,
right?
Right. This was not for the school. This was like a rec league. Is that what you would call it? Like a rec league. It was a soccer game, and actually it was their. They were in the playoffs or something.
He should have thought about that when he asked. When he asked if he could miss school, he should have thought about that.
So this child is like trying to go to his soccer game. And I was like, first of all, and I'm not taking out. Okay, so I can already see where this is going to go. People are going to try to say, I'm taking up for them, or what you say, I'm spoiling them or something like that. That's not what this is about. He wanted a break from school. A mental health day. That's just, and I think kids should be allowed mental health days. Like, just like if you don't, I would take a mental health day from work. I'm tired. If I go into work today, I'm going to be snapping at everybody. It's going to be in everybody's best interest if I don't go to work today. Sometimes you might have a day where you're just like, you know what, I'm tired. I just need a day. I feel like kids should be entitled to those days as well.
Right, but if they're entitled to those days, hey, like I say, it's fine. You can stay home, but you're not doing them. You're going to stay home all day.
Okay, and then the other thing, I felt like that should have been clarified because I feel like he would have gone to school had he known that staying home from school would have meant that he would not be allowed to play in his soccer game. So you didn't say, I think this goes like ties into like a bigger topic of expectations and assumptions, even in marriage, right? But I was under the impression that he was just staying home from school, but that was it. Like, it wasn't like, if you're going to stay home from school, you can't do X, Y, Z. I didn't think that one thing had to do with anything to do with the other. You were just like, of course not. Of course he can't go play soccer since he didn't go to school today.
Of course not.
But if I...
but in retrospect, I will say this. When you brought up the topic of mental health, it kind of made me look at it differently then. Because it's real.
Mean after the fact. You mean like now, but not during the time.
No, because remember, not at the time. Because I was like, this is ridiculous. He can't go to school, but he can go to the game, But, it has been an ignored topic for years now. So I thought about it. I was like, man, she probably has a point. Maybe he should take off, and people take off, and because it can affect you. You need time sometimes to just okay, I'm not going to work, or I need to take a break for a while.
But you weren't trying to hear me.
No, not at that time. I wasn't. No.
So I'm just like, my poor baby. Like, if he had known that it meant, and the other thing that I was, the other reason I was advocating for him to go was his team was in the playoffs, and they needed Michael.
Yeah.
And so he would not only have been disappointing himself because he wanted to go, but he had a team that was depending on him, which is another reason why I was so confused about your stance, knowing that you are a sports guy and you know what it is, to be a part of a team.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to just be like so adamant, like he's not going to no soccer game. I was like, it's the playoffs. Like he should have thought about that before he decided to stay home from school.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just, I feel like we look at kids as if like they don't have feelings sometimes, right. Or they're not entitled to, and I can hear people now saying like, because part of me says the same thing. What they need a mental health day for? They ain't got to worry about how the mortgage is going to get paid. They ain't got to worry about, what they're going to eat and, all of the things that being an adult entails. They don't have, all you got to do is go to school, get good grades, do what you're supposed to do. But they're people too. And sometimes, their little brains get tired as well. And I feel like he needed a mental health day, and that should not have meant that the child can't go play.
Hey,
in a soccer game. But you and I weren't even, you said it, Michael said it as if it was like a matter of fact. Like, of course, those little things going around. I'm a mom. Of course, I yell at my kids every day. He's like, I'm a dad. Of course, if my child says he's staying home from school today, he's not going outside to play or going to play any extracurricular activities. Like, that was your stance. And I didn't know that that was your position. He definitely didn't know, because like I said, I feel like he would have chose to go to school. Yeah. But
because I remember as a kid, there were times I went to school sick. Because
you wanted to play.
Right, when I got home. I may be feeling better later. So if I'm not right now, but I'm still going to school.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like he would have done that because he was really into soccer. Mm-hmm. And again, it was like the playoffs, but he was like, ain't no mental health days for churn up in here.
But, me being the guy that I am.
Being the man that I am.
There you go. I was going to do that, but, I know how you hate it.
Yeah, I do.
But, truth be told, that, I could really sing, and she don't
Okay, go. We're staying on topic.
But yeah, so we did let him go,
mm-hmm.
and they had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up winning the championship. Remember, he was playing goalie.
Yeah, but the thing is, we let him go, but you and I were at odds. Like, we let him go. Let him go was like, well, do what you want to do. Let him go. Do what you want to let him go anyway. So you might as well just let him go. And I honestly felt like I was torn because, if you said he couldn't go, then he couldn't go. But I am pleading his case for you, to you, I should say. And he just kind of gave up and was just like, you want him to go? Just go ahead and, he can go or whatever. But we argued about it because I thought he was wrong, and I thought Michael was, being punished for it. But like I said, if he would have been adamant about no, he's not going, then he would have just had to stay home. But in the end, he was like, just let him go. Okay, well, don't say less. Put your spikes on.
But I was like, see, I knew I should have had a girl.
That's your fault. You should have made two boys.
Yeah, but looking at it though, you did have a point, and it is a point. It's a serious topic, mental health.
Yeah.
So
not just for adults. We hear it now.
Exactly.
A lot being talked about.
And speaking of that, I'm not trying to go on have a downer or something conversation. No, I'm just saying, but it is real, and there is a lot of teenage suicide now due to this. So you have to know what's going on with your kids, speak with them, and if they want to take a day off, give them that day off.
Yeah, especially when it's not their norm, right? Because he's never. I couldn't recall any other time where he had like said, "Mommy, like I just don't want to go to school." And I'm asking like somebody's
yeah, that's the first
you,
thing she asked.
Somebody, you scared to go to school about something?
She got to put on her boxing gloves and go to school.
Listen, who is it? And who is his mama and his daddy? Because
I'll fight them
too. Like, are you, and you got to ask those type questions. And
right.
he was like, no. And so then the second thing is, well, is there a test or something that you're not prepared for, that you're trying to, miss school for? Why is it that you're trying not to go to school? And he didn't have an answer other than, I just want a break. I just want a day off. I just want a day to, to sleep in. And I felt him. Like, I've been there before. He asked more than once. And I was like, you know what? It's not going to hurt anything for him to, to miss a day. And you were fine. You were fine with that.
Mm-hmm. As long as he didn't do nothing else.
So he wasn't supposed to go outside and play or nothing. He was just supposed to be stuck in the house all day.
That's right.
But he wasn't sick.
Well,
he should have went to school.
Okay. I'm not getting back on that topic. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, mental health is real.
It's real. Kids, yeah, it's real. And in retrospect, looking back at it, I probably would have had a different opinion about it and did everything different.
Yeah.
But
we got through it.
Yeah, we did.
And we still together. Yeah. So that's it. That's all we want to talk about, right? Anything else?
No.
Other than I need to get you a feelings wheel.
Yeah, a feelings wheel. Guys, get yourself a feelings wheel.
Because there are more emotions other than sad, mad,
and happy.
Sad, mad, and happy. That's all y'all got?
That's 3. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else. That's all I got.
There's more, guys. So, that's it, I think.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right. We appreciate y'all for listening.
So that's the end of another episode of the Clueless Couple Podcast.
Remember, you can catch up on past episodes anytime, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
You can also connect with us on social media because we love hearing from our listeners.
That's right. Until next week, keep loving, keep laughing, and keep living those unforgettable moments together.
Bye y'all.